Suledu Kadu, guys. Hope I'm audible to all of you. And just give me a second. So today is 9th October 2025. And hope you can see me, hope you can hear me, hope I'm both audible and visible. And let me check that as well. Let me check you people's comment. So again, guys and girls, just give me a second. And yeah, I think I can hear myself fine. So good morning. Good morning, Shipurna. Good morning, Jivayan. Good morning, Pratik. Good morning to myself. Good morning, Gajanan, Anandu. Loud and clear, I am. Cool. So let's start the discussion. Today is 9th October 2025. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. From today onwards, I'll be uploading this Hindu analysis PDF in this Telegram channel of mine, Fun Study with Shub, by 9:30 a.m. So you can join this Telegram channel as well. Cool, sir. So let's start with the discussion without wasting any time. Good morning, Rishi. So yesterday I gave you people this. What did I give you? I gave you people one question, right? This one. Mobilizing household gold through a monetization scheme can lead to what? Based on an editorial written by Vallabh sir, who was earlier in Congress, then he shifted to BJP, and now he is a member of PM, some advisory council, etc. Right? So we have talked about gold monetization scheme and why it is needed, how it will lead to Atmanirbharta as envisioned by Honorable PM Modi sir, whose photo is with Rishi. So Modi sir got a opportunity to take a photo with Rishi Pandey and Rishi, is it AI generated or is it a real photo? So what is the answer of this mobilizing household gold, man? What is the answer here? Lower cost of funds compared to international borrowing, yes, because you will be borrowing domestically, and that cost is always lesser when you're as compared to when you're borrowing internationally. You're generating money internally when people are depositing their gold. Reduction in gold import, when people will start viewing gold as an asset rather than a decorational ornament, then what they will do, rather than keeping gold with them, they will invest gold in these monetization scheme, thereby importing lesser gold, because we already have a lot of gold. We have talked about it yesterday as well. So yeah, so the second statement is also correct. Financing domestic infrastructure, the money which we will be getting via this monetization scheme, it will help us in financing infrastructure as well. So all the statements are correct. C1, 2 and 3 only is the answer. Cool. Tricky question, tough question. Do revise yesterday's articles and editorials, sir and ma'am. Let's come back to today's article as is happening. Jivayan has given the answer. All the statements are correct, Jivayan. Let's focus here. Page 6 editorial, infinite boxes. From last 2 days, we are talking about Nobel Prize, Nobel Prize in different domain, physiology, then we have physiology or medicine, then we have talked about physics, now we have to talk about chemistry. So Nobel Prize in chemistry, and again, let's try to, my brother creates AI generates my pick. Oh my God, very good. So now let's try to understand this whole chemistry Nobel Prize. And again, these things are technical, so let me make it as simpler as possible for you. So this current 2025 chemistry Nobel Prize has been given for MOF, and what are these MOF? How do they work? We have to understand that, and you can understand it only when you are seeing these images. So these are metal organic frameworks. As the name suggests, it's a mixture of two things, metal and organic molecules. Please guys, you have to understand this. The more you understand, the less you will have to mug up different facts. So hope you're understanding where we are going with this. So what are these organic molecules? Organic molecules are the basic building blocks of life, like your protein, sugar. Everything is made of organic molecules. Basically carbon, hydrogen, they come together, they build different elements rather, and again build different compounds rather. Sometimes carbon, hydrogen, oxygen will mix. Sometimes other elements will come with carbon and hydrogen. So these are organic molecules. So when metal, ion and organic molecules, they come together, they create something known as metal organic framework. And how do these framework work? Let's try to understand. So these metals, you see them at the junctions, you see them as hard substance. The metals are connected by something which is known as organic molecules, and this particular MOEF is very flexible. It's like somebody's cheek. So you are pressing this cheek and you're feeling like, oh my God, there's so much space inside this cheek. We can put a cotton inside, we can put this and that inside. So MOEF is like that. This particular metal and organic molecule framework is vacant from inside. You can see there is a lot of empty spaces here. And in this space, we can trap a lot of things. We can trap CO2. We can do a lot of stuff. Molecules can go in and out, thereby leading to expansion and contraction. So this can act as a space, where you can accumulate not so good things, and you can use it for some other purpose also. So there are multifarious impact or benefits of these MOF. You will understand. First of all, you have understood some basic intricacies involved with this MOF. Now let's try to read things. So what has happened, and we will try to understand it in simplest form because these are tricky topics. And again, before I tell you these things in detail, we have to see these people, right? Because the more you see the images, the more you'll be able to remember them. So these are the three people about whom we are talking. Nobel Prize, they love threes. No, it's not threes. Like, but we have seen this three thing is coming again and again. So Susumu Kitagawa, Richard Robson, and Omar Yagi, these three people, they have got Nobel Prize for chemistry for bridging metals and organics, bringing metals and organics together. Paas wo aane lage, zara zara. That means people are coming together. Good morning, Harshini. So, chemistry Nobel laureates, MOF, and we have just seen what are MOF? Metal organic frameworks. So, metals and organic molecules, they are coming together. Just give me a second, guys. And they are making something which is very porous, which is very sponge like, which is like our cheeks. Inside these cheeks, many things can be kept together or can be put inside. So these structures have huge internal surface area, which makes them useful for trapping gases, storing clean fuels, collecting water. So basically, two souls coming together making something. So here, metal and organic molecules coming together making something. They can help fight climate change. How? Because under these MOFs, you can trap CO2 also. You can trap harmful gases because they have so much space in between because of these organic molecules, which makes them fluffy, which acts as a connecting link between these metal ions. Cool. Now let's come back. You don't have to do PhD. We just have to understand basic rationale here. So and we have seen three people. We have seen three people in physiology. We have seen three people in physiology also, then physics also, and now chemistry also. So there are some works which they are doing, sometimes independently, sometimes by coming together. Richard Robson, he showed that molecules could be designed to form ordered crystal with empty spaces, as it happening here. And Susumu, he showed that this particular MOF, where metals and organic molecules, they are coming together, you can use them because there is so much empty space in between. You can hold and release gases, even breathe as molecules moved in and out. What is the breathe concept here? If you have to understand the breathe concept means, so you have these metal organic framework, so where metal ions are joined together by organic molecules. And what is happening, because there is so much space, so elements or gases will come in, and there will be a space via which they will go out. So this is breathe in and breathe out. When they are coming in, expansion will happen of this MOF, and when they're going out, contraction will happen. So this is the basic rationale, and this is the basic expansion and contraction is the basic breathe in breathe out concept here of metal organic framework. Hope you are understanding some part of it. So voice is clear but seems lower than other days. Lower? Oh, just give me a second. Concept here of metal organic framework. I can hear myself clearly, but let's again, maybe the battery is lower or something because of that. But hope other people, am I audible to you people? Can you hear me, guys? So Susumu Kitawa. Again, hope you're understanding the basic rationale behind this. So around the same time, Omar Yagi, he invented reticular chemistry. So basically, this is a branch of chemistry which will build these metal organic frameworks so that we can trap more and more CO2, so that we can store things inside this. It is a new way of designing materials where metals and organic molecules, they are coming together. Cool. So again, chemistry, again, you have seen this, chemistry can design empty space, not just solid matter. So we talk about solid, liquid, and gases. In this scenario, chemistry is building some empty space like metal organic framework. Now, hope you understood, guys. Let me rewind everything for you loud and clear. Now it's clear, sir. Okay, Chepandis. So hope you understood the basic rationale here. Metal ions, they are at the junction. The element which are connecting these metal ions, they are organic molecules. What are these organic molecules? They are the basic building block of life. Protein, alcohol, plastic, everything, more or less everything is made of these. Organic molecules, they are mainly carbon and hydrogen combined in different permutation and combination, but sometimes other molecules also get attached to them. So this is a mixture, like, sometimes when Rishi was not brahmacharis, he was mixing with some soul. So here metal and organic molecules, they are mixing together. And this has so many empty spaces which can be used for so many other purposes. So that is a basic rationale here. Okay, so basically empty space and we can use it. Okay, okay. So in MOFs, metal organic framework, organic molecules act as linker. They're linking metal ions. Think of metal ions as joints and organic molecules as the rods joining them. We will solve some question. You will understand each and everything. Now it's okay, sir. Okay, Punna. Now let's solve some question. MCQ 1. So in MOFs, the role of organic molecule is to do what? Act as a catalyst for reaction, form the porous cavities for gas storage, serve as linker connecting metal ions in framework. Use the best option, guys. And again, this will be tricky, so don't worry if you're getting the answer wrong. Act as catalyst, form the porous cavities, serve as linker. We have just seen what organic molecules are doing. They are acting as a linker. These are organic molecules. They're connecting these metal ions in metal organic framework. So the answer is C, as stated by Pratik, Harshini. Gajanan also tried it. Rishi, Shipurna, and all of you, are you understanding? Porous cavities are formed as a result. This is the result. This is a consequence of metal organic framework. They're not asking what is being formed, they're asking what is the role of organic molecules. So if you see this map again, these are metal ions, organic molecule is joining them, they're acting as linkers. So people who have answered B, hope you understood why B is not the answer and C is the answer. Really good. Again, a tricky question. This whole thing is tricky. The property of MOFs means metal organic framework, breathing refers to what? Ability to absorb oxygen for life support, expansion or contraction as molecules move in and out, releasing heat when exposed to sunlight, changing color when exposed to gases. So Pratik, Harshini, Shipurna, Anandu, Rishi, Gajanan, Jivayan, all of you have given the answer. So expansion or contraction as molecules move in and out. MCQ 3, a unique feature of MOFs that contributes to sustainability is, what is the answer here? All these questions are tricky. The science and tech articles, they are generally tricky. So it's awesome that you people are able to answer them. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Pratik, Harshini, Anandu, Rishi, Gajanan, Shipurna, Jivayan, all of you have given the answer. Their ability to design empty space to trap molecules efficiently. Very good here. Now let's come back to the next article, page number 8. Are workers' rights being eroded? So many, chemical factory incident in Telangana, some incident happened in Tamil Nadu, and then ILO regulations, International Labour Organization will solve some PYQs related to it. That shows that, there is no criminal liability. It's like when you see these incidents happening, Sigachi industry chemical factory incident happened, we'll talk about these chemical reactor burst there. So many people are like, it happened because of the people who are working. No, sometimes it happens also because of the employers, and there is no criminal liability of them. There has to be some criminal liability. Then when they are giving some compensation, it is seen as a gift, or they're doing some favor. Compensation is not a favor, so we have to understand certain terms from exam perspective. So what has happened? June 30, Sigachi industry, like there was a chemical reactor which burst, killed 40 workers. Then July, when you can see Tamil Nadu, Chennai, so many coal handling plant collapsed, killing 9 workers. And according to British Safety Council, 25% of workplace deaths, whichever is happening in India, although this is a lesser figure because underreporting, as we have seen in farmer suicide case also, when we were doing previous Hindu analysis, what we have seen in farmer suicide case, that Bihar reports zero cases of farmer suicide, and many people are like, no, it cannot happen that Bihar had zero cases, underreporting. So even with this underreporting, we are reporting 25% of workplace deaths rather, which is happening globally, which is actually a big figure. But this is again a lesser figure. Why these workplace accidents are happening? Very important article, guys, from mains perspective. GS paper 3. If I show you something, I will show you a lot of things today. So if you see your syllabus here, so see this disaster and disaster management. So this also workplace disaster. Many people were talking about, I think, in the previous Hindu analysis, man-made disaster, natural disaster. So this whole chemical disaster and everything will come under the category of man-made disaster. And who are responsible for it? What should be the accountability? Okay, so employer negligence, not inevitability. It's not like it is inevitable. Accidents will happen. And why employers are to be blamed? Because they are operating, like in Telangana, reactor was operating above permissible temperature. These will be the points you will write why workplace accidents are not inevitable. Sometimes, more often than not, employers are responsible. Outdated machinery, unregistered workers, no ambulance, you're not training these workers, you are making them work for overtime. I think in Karnataka or some other place, they have allowed 12 hours work days, etc. When people are overworked, obviously these things will happen. So you have to look into this. And then in certain areas, like it's not like they are very serious about it. It's all on governmental discretion. You will understand where I'm going with this. ILO, International Labor Organization, created in 1919. What they are talking about workplace accidents. So they are saying that it is not random. Cost cutting, post profit driven negligence. If you go here, they will employ people on freelance basis, unregistered worker, no entry exit, no proper training. Obviously, accidents will happen. You know, Profit driven negligence. Even when one person is doing the work of two people, something like that, 2 3 people, then there is, like, it's exactly opposite of disguised unemployment. UPSC has already asked a question on disguised unemployment, PYQ. Anybody has any idea what is disguised unemployment? What is the basic meaning of disguised unemployment? So again, if you know it, post it in the comment section. Otherwise, I will tell you. Important. So long working hours, inadequate rest, excessive pressure, low wages, forcing multiple shifts. All these things are leading to these accidents. We had like Factories Act 1881, and this is also important for those guys who are giving EPFO. You have industrial relations. These facts will help you there as well. So Factories Act, India's first industrial safety law. They can directly ask you that India's first industrial safety law was passed in which year. Cool. And then we were very serious about it up until 1987. And then Workman Compensation Act, ESIC we have for insurance, etc. But the problem, issues with workplace accidents, no criminal accountability for employers, as we have discussed. Net output remains same with lesser number of labors. So basically, disguised unemployment is marginal productivity, as Harshini is saying. Marginal productivity of labor is zero. Marginal productivity of labor, zero. That means, let's say 5 people are there, they are doing 5 units of work, right? And even 6 people came, even then they're doing 5 units of work. So the marginal productivity of 6 person is zero. He's just doing chiki, 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 or maybe these people started talking a lot. So the marginal productivity of 6 labor is zero. This is disguised unemployment. In Hindi, chupa hua unemployment, that means. And that happens in farming sector a lot. But here it's exact opposite. You're ensuring that one person is doing the work of 1,000 people, or no, not 1,000, but hope you're understanding where we are going with this. People only look like they're employed, but in reality they are not. Very good, Pratik. When 4 people are working, but 2 people can do the same work, Shipurna. Very good, yeah. Deep Shikha Besha. Wherein work of one person actually done by multiple workers, because the Deep Shikha, are you the Deep Shikha of APSC? Assam Public Service Commission. I think she's the one who cleared APSC. She's one of my former students who does not like to read ancient history. I think so. Maybe she's some other person. I don't know. Okay, let's focus here, guys. So workman's, but I think she's that girl. So Employee State Insurance Act 1948. We have these things, but we take it very lightly. Workplace accidents. Push for labor flexibility. You can see here, easier hiring, firing, reduced oversight. Yeah, she's that girl. So you have started preparing for UPSC. She got recently married, guys, Deepshika, and she's from Guwahati, and she was like, I will not give UPSC. I will just, I have cleared APSC and I will focus on that. Let's focus, guys. So governments are weak in inspection. So what has happened since 1990s? We keep on talking about, economic development versus this and that, environmental conservation. So here you can talk about economic development versus, worker safety. And sometimes it feels like economic development and worker safety, they lie at opposite end of the spectrum. They do not. There has to be a midpoint, and we are trying to search for that particular midpoint. So Maharashtra, see what they are doing, how they are weakening this whole labor protection. They allowed self certification. So let's say Shripurna, she opened, or Shripurna is a Bengali, and Besha is an Assamese. They are best friends. Oh my God, what am I doing here? So Shripurna established her own company. She will herself certify it, whether it is compliant with labor protection or not. How stupid is that? With due respect to Maharashtra, I don't want to get killed there. Ease of doing business campaign encourage similar steps. That other steps also do the self certification. What is your view on this, guys? Do you support this particular self certification thing, which is done by Maharashtra? Or do you think this is wrong? It's like Kartik calling Kartik, it's so stupid. Okay. Then there is something called as occupational OSHWC code, occupational safety, health and working conditions code, which will replace, but it is not operational right now. But what they want to do is they want to move safety from a legal right to government discretion. That means if I face something, I lost my hand while I was working, it's not my legal right to go to court and ask them for compensation. It would be on government discretion whether they want to provide me compensation, etc. or not. Such pathetic scenario. But again, you can understand, economic development also matters. One or two people can die in the process. Who cares, right? Absolute bogus, sir. Okay. So recent regressive steps. Working hour increased in many states post-COVID. Karnataka made long working hours permanent with reduced rest. God knows where we are going with this. But maybe there was a guy who was in a software sector, like who was Narayan Murthy or somebody, 70 hours work weekly work or something like that. So again, we are in a different trajectory altogether. Safe workplace enhancement, you can read all these things. Safety is a right, guys. It should not be based on government discretion. We should have independent inspection. Self-inspection of your own industry or your setup is so stupid. Self-certification. It's like I'm saying I'm the best. I can say that, but you people have to say it, and that's why student reviews matter. Hold employees criminally liable. They should be liable for if some people are losing their life. Again, this is a boring article, but important article from mains perspective. You have to read these, and again from EPFO perspective as well. So ILO 1919 they were established. Headquarter is Geneva. Geneva we have seen. Vienna we have seen. They are headquarters of many places. 180 blah, blah, blah. I'm not reading this. This is important. Tripartite structure. Tripartite structure means what? Generally, what happens when these organizations are there? Different, PM etc. They will come of different countries and they will work together. Here it is somewhat different. Government, employers, worker representative, all are coming together, which is very unique. It very rarely happens in an international setup. So yeah, but the employment market is so bad. I think more and more states will join initiative. Yeah, Narayan Murthy from Infosys, founder of Infosys GYN. Yes. So hope you are understanding things. And then they are also associated with some conventions. Convention number 138, minimum age convention. If you are in hazardous occupation, your age should be at least above 15. Let's say you are in entertainment industry, then between 13 to 15 is allowed. So there are certain criteria, minimum age for employment. ILO Convention 182, worst form of child labor. That means pornography or prostitution. We should try to ensure that there is child labor involved in that, worst form of child labor. So do remember these conventions. UPSC has asked questions on these conventions and we'll talk about them later as well. Very good. Now let's move on, guys. So MCQ 4, which of the following statement about ILO is or are correct? Dude, can anybody tell me what is this 50 XP which I see here? I commented on today's this that we will start at 10:06 or something, and then they were giving me XP. What is this XP thing? So ILO, International Labour Organization, important, guys, important from both pre as well as mains perspective. So Harshini, Anandu, Shripurna, Jivayan, Rishi, Mamta. So they have given the answer. Or both the statements are correct. Specialized agency of UN. In fact, it said that it's the first specialized agency of UN, and headquartered in Geneva. So the answer is C, both. Harshini, Anand, Dushipurna, Jiva, and Rishi, Mamta, Gajanan. All of you have given the answer. You people are so good. Just like a wow. Now this is a tough question. Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition, OSHWC code aims to do what? Again, it will be a tough question. Use option elimination. Read all options. Replace the Factories Act and move safety from statutory right to executive discretion. Make safety a criminal liability for employers. Increase mandatory rest period for workers. Remove all inspection mechanism from workplace. So Harshini has given B answer. Rishi has given B. Gajanan has given B. Jivayan has given C. Manta has given both A and B. So guys, OSHWC, if you see, we have seen that it will kill any workers' right which is there, but it is right now in limbo. It has not been implemented. Go back, I will show you. See this OSHWC replace multiple old laws, including Factories Act. Move safety from legal right to government discretion. So hope you're understanding. And again, guys, so what is the answer now? Currently in abeyance, but if implemented, it weakens workers' protection. So it's against workers' protection, workers' rights, so to say, but currently it has not been implemented. So now tell me what is the answer. Make safety a criminal liability. If that happens, it is a good thing, right? But that is not happening. They will replace earlier factory laws, which in a way was somewhat sympathetic towards workers' cause, but they are trying to replace it, and they are trying to put everything on government discretion. It will not be a right, it will be on discretion. So the answer is A. And again, 1%, 2% can give a wrong answer. How all of you are giving same option? People, I'm telling you, okay, it's fine. It's a tough question, so it's fine. PYQ 6 UPSC 2018. Let's try to solve this particular question. So ILO conventions 138 and 182 are related to what? Very good, Purna. Are Deepshika, very good. So Harshini, Rishi, Gajanan, Jivayan, Mamta, Pratik, Shipurna, Harshini, Deepshika. My God. So yes, here the answer is child labor. 138 and 182 are related to child labor. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Spread the word. I will talk about these success programs later on. Page 7, opinion, a verdict that misses the fine print. Very good article. We'll solve UPSC mains 2020 questions after this particular article. Awesome article, guys. So, a verdict that misses the fine print. Generally, what we see, and he is an environmental and social expert. Generally, when we talk about, economic development and environmental conservation, especially the Hindu, you will see that they will side with environmental conservation. Government should not do this, government should not do that. Right now this article is about not that. They are saying something entirely different. What has happened? Supreme Court has passed a verdict that all retrospective clearances for environmental projects, that is void. What does that means? Let's say you establish a coal power plant you established in a particular area. You established it in 2013, but you got the clearance, environmental clearance in 2017. Like Supreme Court is saying that this is null and void. None like this, dude. If you are making any coal power plant or anything, first before making it, you have to take permission. As Gangs of Wasipur ma'am says, permission leni chahiye thi. This is environmental impact assessment, guys. Environmental impact assessment means even before you have started a project, government will look into the project. What can be the possible impact? How they can prevent it, and they will try to see what is the best possible option if they feel like this is economically important. Now here, this article is one of the best articles you will read on environment, and single most important article when it comes to environmental impact assessment. So now this article is saying that this is wrong. What Supreme Court has done, declared all post facto environmental clearances illegal. This is wrong. Why this is wrong? You may feel like this is so good because if a coal power plant established in 2013, you're taking permission in 2017, this is so wrong. It doesn't make any sense. You should have taken permission earlier, so this is wrong. So we should, annihilate you. We should just destroy that coal power plant. But you will destroy, so then you are destroying environment only, guys. How many such projects you will destroy? Can you put a blanket ban like this? Interesting article, will give you an interesting perspective. In previous Hindu analysis, we have done one similar interesting perspective on judiciary. Oh my God. When we have talked about so many bad things earlier in about judiciary, and that then they were saying something about judiciary. New perspective here you will gain. So any project built without prior environmental clearance cannot be legalized later. Supreme Court has said this. That all projects which has been legalized later and they made earlier, they have to be removed. This has created confusion and paralysis in so many states, and you will understand why this paralysis has actually happened. See, 2013, NGT, National Green Tribunal, statutory body established under NGT Act of 2010, already asked by UPSC in PYQ. So they said NGT, there was a case, SP Muthuraman, just listen to it like a story. I will tell you the things which are important. SP Muthuraman versus Union of India, they stayed a government memorandum that allowed retrospective approvals. So what they did was, this was a like this happened in NGT, a tribunal, where they talked about government memorandum, where they stayed a government memorandum that retrospective approvals will not happen. You have to take approval before and then you have to make a project. Then there was a 12-year gap. 12-year gap means Supreme Court now in 2025 they have given this judgment in Vanasakti versus Union of India. They upheld the NGT stance that no, yes, retrospective approvals are not allowed. Before building a project, you have to take approval and closing the door on post facto. But there's a 12-year gap, guys. There was an ambiguity. Industries were like, maybe we can do away with this or we can get away with this. Maybe Supreme Court will give a verdict in our favor. If Supreme Court has to uphold this particular thing, maybe they could have done it sooner. This 12-year delay, what it has done was that they made people, the industries felt like there can be a scenario of leniency. Even if they have made it, Supreme Court will give leniency. Otherwise, so many projects will be, brought to ground, which doesn't make any sense. So they felt like, and this 12-year delay created confusion. So the verdict banned retrospective environmental clearances, but does not specify what to do next. So should, let's say there has been 100 projects which got retrospective approval. So should we kill them all? Should we destroy them all? Would it not impact environment? What is your views, guys? Do you support this whole project? Do you support what Supreme Court is saying, ban on retrospective environmental clearances? Or you feel like, no sir, we have to see it on a case to case basis. Not every case is same. There can be different scenarios because there are thousands of existing projects built without prior environmental clearances. So what will happen now? States are interpreting the ruling differently. Some have begun demolition drive, they are demolishing building, industries, institutions. This will impact environment. The basic rationale of avoiding retrospective environmental clearance is to take care of environment, but you are doing exactly opposite that. So hope you're understanding where we are going with this and what is the basic rationale here. Just give me a second. Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible to you guys? So yes, sir, they are talking about, what is your view on this whole initiative? Do you support it? Do you not support it? Mass demolitions could harm environment more by producing debris, emissions, and displacing. You can see this. Such destruction defeats the purpose of environmental protection. And that's why people are like, what should we do now? And there's no one size fit all approach. Maybe hundreds of projects got, retrospective environmental clearance. But what should be done now? Should you kill them all? What should you do? The judgment treats all violation alike, ignoring factors like intent, scale, and environmental impact. You have to see if there are some projects which is creating a lot of issues. Yes, cool. So then you have to think like how, again, not everyone is same. Rishi, Shipurna, Jiva, and everyone is different from each other. So you have to look from that perspective. It overlooks the principle of sustainable development under Article 21. Anything and everything is under Article 21, guys. It's like an umbrella article. Fear and compliance concern, fear of demolition. Now what can happen? So now people were even taking environmental clearance, doesn't matter retrospective or prospective. Now because of this whole Supreme Court judgment, people can feel like we should not be, exposing things. Let's say Harshini, she's a crorepati, so she will not divulge information because she will feel like government will take a lot of tax. So now projects can go underground, reducing transparency and making environmental monitoring harder. So basically this article is saying that this one size fit all approach doesn't work. Government has to, or it means, Supreme Court has to take it on a case to case basis. What is your view on this? The idea behind the verdict is environmentally ethical, however it has to conclude with case. Oh my god, Basha, really good. Deepshika is such a good girl. So does that mean the projects which are ongoing will also be stopped? Yes. And that's what this article is saying. They are taking it on a case to case. Like all states, they are interpreting the rule differently. Like this particular article will be understood by you people in a different way. Minor differences can be there. So states are also interpreting it differently. Some are like, we have to begin the demolition drive. Some are, so again, some are like doing the wait and watch policy. So that is what is happening, Shipurna. So hope you're understanding where this article is going. And the verdict addresses the EIA notification. So there are, compliances under different laws. So you have environmental impact notification 2006. Then there are some projects which are built in the coastal areas. Then there are Water Act and Air Act. This particular Supreme Court judgment is catering to EIA notification, environmental impact notification. Before we talk more about this article, let me show you something. So this is your UPSC syllabus. Hope you can see it. And guys, make proper notes from it. So this is environmental impact assessment. This is what we are talking about. Very important. Now let me show you something else. So this is UPSC mains paper of 2020. And this is the question number, see this, question number 7. How does the draft environmental impact assessment notification 2020 differ from existing EIA notification 2006? And this is such a weird thing because when Deepshika, she is from Guwahati, I was teaching in Assam for 2-3 years around 2020. So there I made notes on this particular article. I will share this module also, don't worry. So environmental impact assessment based on UPSC mains 2020 question. They are basically, this particular question is asking how EIA 2020 is different from EIA 2006. And what is EIA? I have just told you the basic rationale of EIA. There are 3 concepts here in EIA. Before you are making any environmental or any construction project, anything, any coal related project or any project which can have some impact on environment, you have to take permission. And here EIA, they do 3 things: predict, prevent and compare. Predict the effect of a proposed project, prevent the proposed project from being approved without proper without proper oversight, and compares what can be the, let's say there are 5 alternatives, which is the best one from environmental perspective. So all these things are done by EIA. So there has been an EIA draft proposal of 2020, which is diluting the provisions. How it is diluting, and that's what the question was asking, how it is diluting earlier. So there is public consultation, like people has to be consulted when you are taking, like, let's say I want to make a coal power plant in Guwahati. So particular region of Guwahati has to be taken into consideration. I want public opinion. Earlier, people can give their opinion in 30 days under this EIA 2006 notification 2006. Now under 2020 they have only 20 days. Again, you're diluting, guys. Now government has wider discretionary power under this EIA draft proposal of 2020 to declare some areas as economically sensitive area, so without a public hearing, so they can do anything they want to do. Post facto clearance, this is what the article is all about. Post facto clearance means you have made the project and after that you're taking environmental clearance. That there was a provision for that also. Now that provision has become moot after the Supreme Court judgment. Extended period of clearances. Sripurna built a coal power plant. So earlier you have to do, mandatory, in a recurring manner, you have to see how much you are emitting, etc. So the validity for environmental clearance earlier was 30 years. Government want to increase it to 50 years. So you can see EIA notification 2020 is in a way diluting. I don't know how to put it, but hope you're understanding what they have.